Hey guys, and welcome to everything you've ever needed to know about microring hair extensions. I'm one of those people who I'll get a bob and then 20 minutes later I'll totally regret getting a bob, and then I'm looking into hair extensions. I think I've been getting hair extensions since about 2009, something like that, and I've had them done in every sort of way you can do. Like, I've had them, you know, on the weft, I've had them on the microring weft, I've had them glued in, but definitely my favourite way and the best way by far is to have it done by microring. Microrings are really good for a few reasons. So the first one is, obviously, it's better for your own hair, so there's no stress, you know, from plaque, there's no glue going on your hair, so your own hair grows normally underneath the extensions. So eventually you might get to the point where you feel like you don't need them because your hair is long enough. Another reason why it's really good is if you've got short hair and you want to go really long, they're much easier to blend. My own hair underneath this is quite short because I had it cut off to a bob. I had all my bleach damage cut off. If I had a weft put in, then I'd just have all my hair like one length, so then I'd have a bob and then a big massive weft underneath, and it'd be harder to blend it. With these, I can get them placed all over the head where I need it. So if I need more in one section, I can have more in one section. Another reason why they're great is when you've got like a weft in and you want to have your hair up, then all you see is this big massive plait around the sides and you can't really hide it. Whereas with the microrings, you can just ask for them not to be placed around the side of your head, and then it's easier to put your hair up. Because if you keep some of your own hair down at the side, then when you tie it back, you can just hide them with your own hair. Microrings are little sort of bunches of hair about this thin, and they get put into your hair. They come with like a little end on it, like a shoelace. Then there's a little micro ring, believe it or not, and that gets taken up onto a piece of your hair and then clamped down so that the metal fastens to your hair. What I found is when I had them, you know, sewn in on the weft, where the plaits were, because they had to be so tight next to your head, I used to get really thin, like almost bald patches around the front of my hairline, because that hair there is very fine anyway, and to put that bit of extra stress on it. No one wants to be a baldy Betty, do they? So when you go and get them installed, obviously it's really important that you get somebody who is good at what they do, basically, because, you know, it is possible to get bad microrings. This hair at the moment, please do ignore it because this isn't what it normally looks like. I'm basically due maintenance on it tomorrow, which is why I'm doing this video now, because I want to show you the difference between now and tomorrow. I went all the way to Chester to a place called Hair Couture, who was recommended to me word of mouth. So it was a little bit of a trip, but you know, it's totally worth it. How long they take to install completely depends on who you're going to get them done. I've had people who take hours, and that's fine because, you know, you can sit there, you can have a guard and things like that, but you know, you don't always have a whole day to take out to go and get it done. So anyway, Lois can fit them in about 40 minutes. Honest to God, she's like lightning. I've never seen anyone work so fast. She's just like boo ping, boo ping, boo ping. I think I got my hair dyed at the time as well, and it was all blended and things like that. So I think all in all I was there for about 3 hours, which for getting your hair dyed and extension fitted is amazing. As with any hair extensions, you do have to go for regular maintenance on them. So where you normally have a weft, you go every, you know, 6 weeks or so to get your plaits tightened, because they'd be like hanging off your head like a big disgusting rat. With microrings, it just totally depends on you, really. So at the moment, you can see here, I've had quite a few fall out. What you'll find is you'll lose a couple of these all the time, basically. You will, you know, as you're brushing your hair, if one of them snags, it'll just sort of like slide off your hair. It doesn't hurt or anything like that, but you'll find that once about, I would say about 15 to 20 of them fall out, that's when you'll probably find that your hair feels a bit thinner and you'll probably want to go for your maintenance then. Now, what's really important is this hair needs to go back in your head at your maintenance, so you need to take care of it. So don't stick it at the bottom of your handbag covered in chewy and bits of our lip gloss. You know what I'm talking about. Because all that's going to happen is it's going to end up all scraggy and it's not going to be in any fit state to go back in your head, and then you've lost that hair that you've paid for. I like to keep a little pouch in my bag, and if it falls out when I'm out and about, I'll just put it in that pouch. I'll have like a clip, like a Kirby grip, or, you know, one of those baby hair clips, the ones, and just clip them all together so that they're all facing the same way and they're all nice. Then when I get home, I've just got a little place where I lie them all out. and then you get that hair and you take that to your maintenance, and then that hair just gets put straight back in your hair. It's still good. How often they fall out depends on a lot of things. It depends on how they were fitted. It also depends on how you look after them as well. So when you're brushing your hair, it's really important that you don't just get a brush and go like that through it. You need to hold your hair here up just below the bonds and sort of brush it gently, and then that'll stop the snagging and it'll stop them, you know, from falling out. So the actual time between your maintenances, probably I would say about 6 weeks-ish. If you want to know what a maintenance like, basically they'll take out every sort of individual strand and then they'll brush your hair out, because when you've got extensions in, you'll find that the hair that normally falls out of your scalp hasn't fallen out, because obviously it's stuck in there with the extensions, isn't it? So you'll feel like you've lost a lot of hair, but you haven't. It's totally normal. And then once you brush through the hair, it's literally a case of just getting them and putting them back on the same way that you did originally. So with regards to the products you use on your hair, obviously you can treat it exactly like normal hair. You know, the more you look after your own hair, the better it is, and the better the products you use on your own hair, the better it is. So the same goes for extensions. So if you're going to be dyeing them and bleaching them and things like that, then they're not going to last as long, but you totally can do it. At home, I don't really like to use a lot of products. I tend to go and get it blow dried once a week because I am so bad at doing my hair, especially with extensions. In fact, you know what? I'm not even that bad, I'm just really, really lazy. On the occasions where I do have to wash it, I like to use a really nice oil on the hair. So you can use, like, you know, Moroccan oil, but I love Red Ken diamond oil. Oh my god, it smells so nice, it feels really light on your hair, and then it comes in this gorgeous pink bottle like a diamond. And there is the possibility of getting a bad batch of hair. I've had it happen to me, so you've got to be really picky about who you go to. So that's why I say it's all about word of mouth. So that's it, guys, I'm off for my maintenance. I'll see you in the fog. Right, so I'm here in Hertfordshire in Chester, and Lois is just gonna sort this out. In Liverpool, to get a full head of microrings would generally cost upwards of about £400. I think that's the cheapest I've seen it. So how much do you charge for this?
Prices start from £200, never normally more than £350. That's like the head and a half.
Yeah, and that's like including the hair and the fitting and everything.
The hair, fitting, yeah, and then your styling afterwards.
Yeah, it's a little bit out of the way, Liverpool, but it's worth the travel. Ta-da! All done. So as you can see, loads thicker now, loads of hair, and if you look underneath here, you can see where the microrings are in your head, but Lois has left enough of my own hair here so that if you want to tie it up in a bun, like every day because I'm lazy, then you can just hide the rings with my own hair there. And that's it.